Hello and welcome to Stormforge Productions. I'm Isaac Tate. I own the place. Our tabletop role-playing game, The Ruined Age, has a unique and interesting magic system which allows the players to create nearly any sort of effect that they can think of. This video and the ones following it will take you through the system so that by the end of it you will know as much about the magic system as I do. If you want to use this magic system in your own homebrewed games, so much the better. The magic of The Ruined Age, unsurprisingly, uses runes. It is the arrangement and connections between the runes that makes the magic work. Each rune is a logogram, or a representation of an entire concept. Each rune has a single, very specific and often literal meaning. Each rune does one thing and one thing only. This video won't go through all the runes that exist. It will just focus on how to use them to create the effects. For the runes to create magic, you need to put them inside what is called arrays. At its most basic, an array consists of an outer circle in grey and an inner circle here in blue. These circles are called tiers. Arrays work by the runes in the outer tier affecting the inner tier. The blue circle here is a focus for the array and is thus called the centrum. The grey circle will contain runes that affect the blue centrum. You can have as many circles and tiers within one another as you want, making the array more complex as you go along. But all tiers will be focused on affecting the centrum. For the runes to work, they must be within individual circles themselves, called loci. For one locus to affect another locus or tier, it must be linked to it with a curved line. To create fire, you must link the create rune and the fire rune. However, these loci are not always circles. If runes are affecting one another within the same tier, you must show which is affecting which. For this, corners are used. The locus with the most corners affects the locus with the least, with a true circle being the last in the line. The example here shows how this is done. The pentagon affects a square because a pentagon has 5 corners and a square has 4. The reason for this is because one locus can affect many other. Here you can see a fire rune on the left, a create rune on the right, and a sustain rune on top. By using this order of operations, you can tell that the sustain rune is affecting both the fire rune and the create rune, while the create rune is affecting only the fire rune. The fire rune isn't affecting anything. If a locus is affecting a tier, then it doesn't need to show where in the order of operations it is. Here you can see a normal locus affecting the light blue inner tier and another locus affecting both. The pentagon locus needs to show its order of operations, but the circle locus does not. If one wants to create an array that excludes something, one shows that by drawing a circle around that loci, metaphysically excluding it from the effect. This means that the excluded element cannot enter or exist within that part of the effect of the array. In this example, the fire rune is excluding the water rune on the right. This means that water cannot exist inside a fire, effectively making waterproof fire. If you want to modify a rune rather than affect it, a smaller loci is placed overlapping the rune in question, creating what is called a combined rune. This combined rune is then affected by all other runes interacting with them as if they were one rune. Entire tiers can also be modified in this manner. The modifying rune then affects all loci in that tier. For example, to create a small fire, one would overlap the fire rune with a small rune. Here is a very simple array incorporating all of the above rules. It is called the campfire array, and it does exactly what it says. Now let's see how it does that. The fire rune occupies the centrum of the array and is thus the focus of the array. It is then modified by the small rune, creating a combined rune. This shows that you want a small and manageable fire. The combined small fire rune is affected by the sustain rune, ensuring it will keep for the night, the create rune, to make a difference between using fire that is already available and creating it from nothing, and the contain rune, to keep it within the boundary of the array so that it won't get out of control. If you want to get fancy, you can also add this. The water rune is being excluded by the contain rune, meaning that no water can enter or exist within the containment field. This means that rain won't be a problem. And there you have it, everything you need to get started making your own magic in any game you play. Next week, we'll look at some more advanced concepts and rules that you can use. Thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned.